you go to floor right here, and we all did this before, so we go to floor architectural, and we could actually use a few different options right here. We could go ahead and just use pick walls, and we could just make it just no offset and extend it into the core. So let's go ahead and just try it that way. Click here, click here, click here, and click here. Do you see the magenta line? Now, what's happening is whenever you're going to draw roofs, now, I always wonder why it's not roofs. You ever think about that? You got leaves, and you got leaves, and you got roofs, and you got hoofs, but they're hooves, you know? You know where I'm going with this? Okay? Yeah. It's the logic of the English language. All right, have you ever, any hockey fans in here? Okay, Toronto Maple Leafs. Why not Maple Leaves? You know, well, the reason why, I actually kind of figured out, the reason why is the maple leaf is their symbol. So they're not individual leaves, they're the maple leaves, right, which doesn't really grammatically make sense, but no one's complaining in Toronto because I've got a great team this year. So anyway, okay, so what we got going on right now here is whenever you see these purple lines show up, okay, you also notice that it kind of got grayed out. Now, this is, I saw a few of you guys saying, this is weird, what's going on here? Okay, now let me explain what's going on here. AutoCAD goes into different modes when you start to draw different kinds of things. When you get your walls in place, you're good to go. Now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to put a floor in here. And so when we did this, it grayed everything out, and then we used our pick walls, and it gave us these boundary lines. Now, those actually are the representations of the wall right there. And this is showing you whether or not that's correct or not. And this is where you could actually tweak it and change it, and you've actually got some grips and so forth that you could change it on if you wanted to. However, when you're in this kind of environment, you can actually jump out and start doing other editing while this is still going, all right? And then Revit's not gonna let you do anything because it figures you wanted to go do something else. You started chasing something shiny. And so it figures, oh, they'll come back. Well, so it's still thinking you want to do this, okay? So if it kind of remains in this state, you might want to say, you know what, I think I didn't finish that command. How do you finish the command?
Check mark.
The check mark. Okay, the green check mark is how you finish the command if you like it. If you don't like it, what do you check? Yeah, what do you pick? Not check. Okay, green check, you like it. Red X, you don't like it. And then once it's in here, you can actually edit it. We saw that these same magenta lines show up when we're doing roofs. And when we work, roofs, whatever. And so when you're doing the roof, you also saw that when you had to define a slope, you grab one of these lines and then a little triangle, a little right angle triangle shows up. And then you have to go up into the interface and tell it, I don't want this to define a slope. And that's how you make a gabled roof. Remember that? Remember that? We're going to do it again here, so if you don't remember, it's okay. Huh? Yeah, it's refreshing. It's refreshing this whole thing. Okay, so now we have this. Let's see if it worked. We're going to hit the check mark, and look at that. Looking pretty nice, huh? You have this nice cement floor, or concrete floor, actually. And then what we would do is we'd go and take a look at it in 3D, and let's make sure we're looking good. And I think we are. I think we're looking quite good, okay?
What were the two little offset magenta lines?
What was that, huh?
There was like two little offsetting lines, it looked like.
Yeah, those always come in. And okay, the thing is, I know there's a purpose for them. I'm not really sure.
Okay, we don't have to worry about it though.
Yeah, don't worry about it. If you get that right, you're good to go. And the thing is, the book reveals that. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what it is. I just know it's there, and I haven't had to deal with it yet. So we remain kind of unacquainted but friends, okay? So going back to here, I've got this. Now if I go back to level 1, I'm looking good and that's been drawn. And now you'll notice that something magic came in. Footing came in, okay? And so this is showing me this footing. So now that's all there. And so that's all populated. So all this is looking good. And now if I take a look at my east elevation, look at that. Okay, starting to chunk out, starting to look good. But what's it missing now? It's missing that thickened slab around the edge. So we're going to put in a thickened slab. Now, I found this to be easiest in a 3D view. So I go to 3D, and I pick a view I kind of like. I kind of like pick an angle like this. And I like to pick the corners here, because then you get these really nice isometrics, okay? You don't have to do that. That's a preference that I like. I'm going to tilt it up just a little bit so I can see what's going on here. Now, to thicken that slab, I go here, and I go to floor, and then go to floor and slab edge. And I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to touch it right here. And you can you see the blue line slightly? See how it's highlighting? Like it's really kind of faint. Okay, see it there? Here it's in the shadow, but over here you can see it. All right, so that's part of Revit 2 is the visualization. So I go ahead and touch it here. There it goes. Now notice that profile. That's what the thickened slab looks like, okay? Now if I go to here, boom, I got it there. And you can see it on the profile here. That's looking good there. I keep on going around. Now this, it's on both sides. I click there, and now we're good to go. And I went ahead and put that. Now let's take a look at it by going underneath, and we see that that is how that looks. You can now see that that is a slab with a thickened edge. Does that make sense how that works? So you want to really get very specific about what you're doing and examining it and making sure it's coming out the way you want it to. So if we go back to here, and if I go back to my, my elevation view here, we see that now this is complete. If you hold your cursor, it shows you, hey, that's a thickened slab, by the way. And it shows you that it comes down, but it's a full 2 feet down. 12 feet for the slab, and another 12 inches for the slab, and then another 12 inches for the thickening. Does that make sense? You guys holding up? You guys want to go on break? You guys, we'll just push it a little bit further. Okay, and then I'll let you guys go on break. So we go here, and we'll go to level 1, so we're looking good here. So now, this is starting to look like something, okay? We're pretty good here. We've now got 2 levels out of the way. We just got the top level. And we are going to take a break because that's going to be a little bit of more complicated. So let's take a break. We'll come back to this.